Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another Warzone video. I hope you are having a good day. In today's video, we are going to talk about how to wipe squads in Call of Duty Warzone. Disclaimer, I have already made a video that drills down how to wipe teams in Warzone, but that one was more specifically catered for fighting multiple enemies at once. Today's episode is more about the things you should really be thinking about in general when you and your squad are versing another team. Like, do you ever notice it's really hard sometimes to swing the momentum of gunfights? Do you ever get it down on the enemy team, however, they end up wiping your squad out instead? Would you like to be more consistent in getting more squad wipes during your Warzone sessions? Well, not to worry, in today's video we are going to go over some very important topics to make sure that you and your team end up getting more squad wipes and more wins. As usual, I'll break down some examples to show you how I approach certain situations. That way, hopefully you can implement some of these tips into your own gameplay as well. The overall goal is to help you with the fundamentals, identify trigger points, using momentum to your advantage, and really understanding specific concepts to help you get more squad wipes in Warzone. Topic number 1, momentum. Have you ever noticed sometimes when you play and you find yourself on the back foot, this forces you to play quite defensive? On the other side of the coin, there are scenarios where you are pushing aggressively trying to chase that kill. In Warzone, the momentum can be shifted quite quickly, and I think it's really important to identify where the current momentum is and adjust accordingly. For example, if you have downed someone or the target is one shot, that's normally a good signal to push and build the momentum from there. Playing on the back foot is when you're being pushed or you're being pressured. This doesn't mean you can't win the overall gunfight, however you may need to adjust your playstyle a little bit, like holding corners or being a bit more elusive. I'm going to break down 2 scenarios where I play with a positive momentum, I play quite aggressively in this situation, and another scenario where I'm playing on the back foot, I'm being pressured, the situation doesn't look too good, so I try to play a bit more smart. Hopefully you'll find these breakdowns helpful. In this scenario, my teammate is being pushed by another squad. I'm trying to make some ground to back her up. So at this point, she's covering the right side, I'm covering the left side. I've got a head glitch here, I'm pretty happy with it. So I spot someone on the left side of the truck and start shooting. I managed to get the down and notice how I cut my line of sight off straight away. I know there are still 2 people left, so I make a conscious effort to make sure my LOS is not open. Unfortunately, my teammate gets down, but live pings the enemy. This is where I try to push and build momentum. I know 1 is down and I have 2 left to kill. I go for the live ping since I have some intel. However, a target appears on the right. Always kill the biggest threat. So I flick over to the target, do a jump shot, and manage to get the kill. At this point, I can armor up to increase my chances of survival. However, I try to build on the momentum and really push the pace. I also notice if I do peek around the corner, I will have a head glitch, so I decide to push it aggressively. I spot the enemy in the truck and I manage to get the kill, and really utilize momentum to get the squad wipe. In this scenario, my teammate ends up getting downed. My instant reaction is to go help her. As I'm jumping out though, I notice another enemy pushing me. At this point, I know it's a 3-on-1 scenario. It's not looking good. I have 2 options right now. I can either go to the left and play the outside, or go into the house where I can get some cover. In this scenario, I decide to go to the left to try to be a bit more unpredictable. I turn the corner and I manage to get the first pick. Now I know there's 2 left to go. I go back the way I came from since I already cleared this area. Notice that I'm still trying to be elusive and not full sending because there's 2 targets left. I hear glass break, so I scope the area. I spot the enemy on the side of the house and I manage to get the second pick. This is where I make a mistake, guys. I turn to the right and try to reposition, and look who's waiting for me. My teammate actually died in this area before, so of course someone would be coming from this side. In hindsight, I really should have positioned to the areas I have already cleared. Anyways, it is what it is, life goes on. At this point, I'm in trouble. I'm trying to get a better position. Notice how I'm armoring up while facing the target. This is just to get as much intel as possible, even while I'm healing. So I know he's going to push. He broke my armor. He's probably seeing blood. I got a nice little head glitch here. My armor is recovered, and I'm actually in a pretty good position. when being pushed by multiple targets, you can still get that squad wipe. You may need to just play a little bit different by being a little bit more elusive and playing positions instead of full sending and just relying on pure mechanics. Topic number 2, gather intel. In Warzone, information is super important. The more you know, the more dangerous you are to the enemy team. You don't always have to jump out and fully commit to fights right off the rip. Sometimes it's a good idea to get some information and suss out the situation. So I actually got these tips from Exact and Joe, who are some of my favorite Warzone players, and I have been trying to implement these concepts into my own gameplay as well, and I am seeing some improvements. So I want to give a shout out to them, the GOATs, the movement gods of Warzone. But basically there are a couple techniques that can help you with gathering intel. For example, you can utilize what is called shouldering and snaking. So shouldering is basically just popping your shoulder out and getting intel around corners. It's a good idea when you do this to do little circle rotations to get those peaks. Snaking is where you get a head glitch and you just pop your head up and down to get some looks. You can do this by combining your crouching and prone mechanics. You can also do jumps like over boxes and stuff to get some looks as well. But basically the general idea is to get intel in any way to help you gain advantages during the gunfight. And I'm not sure if you noticed before, now when I armor up, I like to face the enemy and try to get intel even when I'm healing up. In Warzone, the more you know, the better. I'm going to break down a couple scenarios where I use intel to gain the advantage during gunfights. In this scenario, we are pushing a team. I slide cancel around the corner and check the hangars. No one seems to be there, so I quickly scan to the right just in case I get flanked. Now I spot the target coming out of the hangar, however my crosshair is pretty off. So just on instinct, I don't shoot straight away and get back into cover. Using the intel, I remember the enemy is running to the right, so I do a jump shot and pre-shoot, hoping to get some shots in. I don't get the kill, so I decide to push to the right. Notice how I'm not full sending, I only got a couple shots in, so I don't want to be caught off guard. I managed to get the pick, but I noticed my teammate shooting in a certain direction, so straight away I know someone will be there. We end up getting the squad wipe with some teamwork and smart plays. This scenario is a very simple example of using shouldering in Warzone. So I push this building looking for a mate, and notice this friendly fella just waiting for me. Notice how only my shoulder is exposed and I was able to get some intel. So I strafe to the right and back to the left and managed to get the kill. As you can see, getting intel and not engaging straight away is also an option. Knowing more is always super beneficial, so guys, make sure you use intel to your advantage. Guys, really quickly, I just want to say thank you for checking out my videos. I do hope the tips and tricks and the breakdowns are helping. I want to give a shout out to all my subscribers. We are currently at 28,000. Again, thank you so much for the support. Reminder, if you do enjoy the video, remember to smash the like button and sub to the YouTube channel if you are interested. Let's continue with the video. Topic number 3. Flank the enemy team. When your teammates are fighting another squad, using flanks is super important. If your squad is fighting, you generally know where the enemy team is. This is where you can flank and take action. Important note, enemy teams can also read your flank, so you do need to be careful and be vigilant. It really does just depend on the scenario, but it's all about attacking from angles and trying to outthink the other team. Also remember, when flanking, keep in mind, they might be flanking you as well. I know, right? Confusing. Being vigilant is super important just in case something goes wrong. In a perfect world though, if you manage to get into the right position and you're able to attack from a different angle, it should give you a huge advantage. I will probably talk about this more in another video and do a breakdown since it's a huge part of Warzone. But basically, you want to catch the enemy by surprise when flanking. Well, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the content. Just some final thoughts from me. Wiping squads in Warzone is not always easy, even for myself. I guess that's why I do make these type of videos, hoping I can help the player base out. I noticed now, since the game has been out for a year, the skill level of lobbies are a little bit higher. That's why I think playing smart in Warzone and making good plays is super important. For example, using momentum to your advantage, playing positions, being elusive, gathering intel, etc. On a side note, a lot of you guys have been requesting for andos.gaming Discord channel just to squad up with like-minded players or share some thoughts about Warzone. I am in the process of making a Discord channel. Please be patient with me. It is coming soon. Well, that is all from me. As always, I wish you guys all the best and good luck on the Warzone.